The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Oh, roll the red carpet music, of course. Television's Night of Nights. But last night, the Logies, Larry Emder took it out. But why would we talk to him?
Oh,
when we can
maybe
find out
boring
what
as.
really went down from our mate Richo. Jason Richardson, hello.
Oh, God, it's good to chat to you three absolutely beautiful people live here from Sydney. It's a little early in the morning. We're recovering perfectly. Hey, I may have pushed the boat out last night.
Really?
It was good fun. It was a swim through.
Yes.
I would have thought so, Richo, and I'm surprised you even taken our call. Yeah, you're a bit dry, this morning.
No, I'm feeling good. I've bounced out of bed. I'm ready to go. I mean, yes, it was a great night because I went in with a very, very firm theory. This will be the only time I'll ever get invited to this. I walked down the red carpet with people there taking photos of me and then looking at the back of their camera thinking, who is that?
Hey, Rich, I got to jump in there. Last year, so we barely go to the radio awards night as a team. So last year we went as a team, right? And the same thing happened to us. So we were getting interviewed on the red carpet.
We were pushed into an interview on the red carpet, and it was clear very rapidly that the person interviewing Angela Bishop had no idea who we were. And so she, like the publicist had whispered, like Perth, our publicist. Yeah. And so then she just asked us questions about how long the flight was. And then and went, thanks very much. And then we walked away going, oh, she had no clue who we were.
Yeah.
Or why we were there, which was adorable.
That is classic. Well, it seemed, I hope you enjoyed it because it was good fun being there. When I was sitting, right up the front,
Obviously.
table 44. Which was a big disappointment to all the home and away cast because they're mad punters.
Of course.
They wanted to have a bet at Wyong.
It's a tricky track, though. It can bring many people unstuck.
It certainly is. Like that little 180-metre straight, you've really got to be in front of the turn. I tried to tell that to Toadfish, but he didn't really do
He didn't go wrong with that. It's quite the palaver. We know that it did go forever. So what time did you start getting ready and have to go?
This is fascinating. So my daughters just loved all this when I got my instructions through.
Yes.
Because I've watched it afar, watching it and thinking, gee, everyone looks poleaxed. Everyone looks like they're absolutely hammered.
Yes.
And now I know why. It's hair and makeup, which didn't take long. 2 p.m. for me, followed by pre-red carpet drinks at 2:30. Walked the red carpet at 3. Now, for some people, for Larry, that took an hour.
Yeah.
For me, it was 4 minutes.
Yes.
And it was 100
That's
and something
just because you're a really
long.
fast runner.
You are a fast runner, though.
I didn't get stopped by anyone. I got one news reporter asked me to come across, and I went across thinking, fantastic. My shoes, who am I dressed by today, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I talked about the death of black caviar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, that was sad, and we loved her, and she was perfect. She was fast, and she's magnificent. But anyway, I thought it was going to be about me. So they quickly dismissed that. So therefore, you get to then you have pre-dinner drinks. Dinner is hard at 5 p.m.
Oh.
You have 2-hour window from 5 to 7 for food and drinks, and then at 7 o'clock they're starting to get ready for the show, and then you're a lock-in from 7:30 to midnight.
Whoa, that's heavy.
And then you go to the after party, at where all the networks all blend in together, which would be a bit like the radio awards. It's a bit of fun. So I did a lot of people watching. It was great fun. I love Channel 7 for inviting me. It was awesome.
Hey, Richo, is there anyone you got to meet you'd seen on the silver screen there for a while and went, oh, yeah, Alf, I'd love to have a chat to him about certain things?
Actually, it was Larry. Larry, I must admit, I think I was a fan early on, and then I, dropped off him probably when I didn't think he was cool. He is so cool. Did you love his speech? I thought his speech
he did give a great speech, and it's very self-deprecating, which is kind of what we love about Larry. So yeah,
we love that stuff, and I just thought he was absolutely fantastic. So I'm Team Larry. I met him on the red carpet with his beautiful wife, and he was very, very funny. Hey, other thing is, he's very, very small.
Yeah, right.
Oh, very small. I became a very tall man. around him.
It seems like
I'm 5'11".
It seems like if you've got a game show host, you're looking for a game show host, you got to be a converted jockey to be able to get a gig.
Grant Denyer, Larry,
Yeah, I felt very much at home. Craig Williams and James McDonald would have felt at home there too, amongst all the other jockeys. He was absolutely brilliant. And we were thrilled, of course, for Channel 7 winning the Women's World Cup Best Sporting Coverage.
Yeah.
Mel McLaughlin and Elise Kellen-Knight was there with Em Friedman. And, of course, Bruce was part of our coverage as well. It was fantastic, and that was obviously a sporting event that just transcends sport in Australia. The most watched TV show of the year was basically the top 3 Women's World Cup Australian games. It was awesome.
Hey, Richo, we've just Googled Larry Emder's height, and according to Google, he's 1.63 metres.
Yeah, he's tiny.
So that's tiny. I'm 168. So
right,
he's 163.
And he's pencil whipped that, a bit like when Shawnee used to go in the the players' bio when he was playing AFL footy in his day. Yeah. 6'4", weight 95 kilos. It's like, come on, mate.
As a comparison, Sonia Kruger's 173, so she's 10 centimetres taller than him.
Absolutely, just towers over it. But what a rip. Hey, what also, hey, Nat, we need your advice.
Yes.
So you notice a few of the cool crew who are maybe more of the, our generation are running the all black on, the black on black.
Yes.
For the men.
Yes.
What do we think?
I don't hate it, but it can get a bit overdone, you know?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm very much, when it's black tie generally, I'm very much the Bond look. Because if it worked for him,
black and white,
007,
so the white shirt,
just keep it classical. What did you go with, Richard? Because I haven't seen your Instagram this morning.
Oh, please, surely. I mean, everyone in the nation's talking about what I was wearing. What I was wearing, I was styled perfectly by Peter Jackson. 2 suits for $800. I love them. No, they are fantastic. Peter Jackson, in all seriousness, they were great. No, I just went the traditional.
Yeah, you look great.
The traditional look.
We're looking at you now. Yeah. You've gone the penguin suit essentially, and you look great.
Yeah, penguin suit. Well, because I'm a flog, so no one really wanted me to see me or talk to me. So I played to my strength.
What time do you have to return the suit to Ferrari formal wear?
Well, I have to get the cummerbund back later on.
Hey, Richo, whilst we got you, that was a great wrap-up of what was going on at the Logies there. But whilst we got you, there was a great it was a great moment for your family, actually, and you put it up on your Instagram talking about your fantastic daughter who's made it over to the World Athletics Champs for the juniors.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
I mean, we've just come off the back of watching the Olympics, and Jessica Hull in particular, who went unbelievably well on that 1,500 metres. It must be amazing to be a parent and have your child get to that level and then follow them through.
And you say she gets it from me forever. That's great.
Unfortunately, I married a 2-time Olympian Commonwealth gold medalist in the 5,000 metres, so I've slid down to the 3rd best athlete in my family. How well am I going?
So what's her event? Tell us about
my daughter Cleo. I'm a little filthy on her for being bloody good.
Yeah, tell us about her. What's her pet event?
So she's running the 1,500 metres. She's only 17 and it's the under-20s, and there is a girl in her event from Ethiopia that came 6th in the Olympic final.
Far out.
Oh, good Lord above. So there's a fair chance that that my little girl will be just looking up, and that outstanding athlete will be disappearing into the distance. But look, she loves it, most importantly. She's had a real challenge this year. And parents will be driving along, nodding, thinking about this, year 12 student, trying to balance her studies with year 12, also going to, an 18th birthday party every weekend.
Yeah, I know.
It's tough, isn't it?
Plus going training and then getting ready to run against the Ethiopians and the Kenyans. So it's not about the end result for her, it's about the journey, and she's loving it. She's got into camp at the moment. She's arrived into Lima, Peru, and she's rooming with Claudia Hollingsworth, the 800-metre runner who made the semi-final of the Olympic Games, who's 19 years of age. So talented. So I think Cleo's got a little fangirl moment, the fact that her roommate's Olympic semi-finalist.
Yeah, fresh off the Olympics. That's incredible.
Hey, Risha, you know a lot about the athletic scene, being, the Store Gift champion. We've barely mentioned
the athlete
it.
of our generation.
Yes, well said.
Still talked about.
Yeah.
Is Australian athletics starting to hit a golden era? Because previously we've never been able to really make a final, but now we're starting to move into areas like that in Olympic Games in particular.
Yeah, I think it's about belief. I've just noted, our athletes are really starting to believe, but where we've got the biggest challenge, our track and field athletes are dominated by our women. And you think, why is that? Well, I think the very best... Well, there's that. And also the very best male athletes at the moment in Melbourne and in Sydney and in Perth and in Adelaide are picking to play professional football. The reality is, you look at the schoolboy year 12 100-metre race, they're all footballers trying to keep up their speed.
Yeah.
Now, with good training, they might be an elite track and field athlete. So that's the biggest challenge for Athletics Australia. How can you showcase someone like Jess Harlan, see the money she's making and travelling around the world and winning medals and earning a huge income? That's great. So we've got to showcase her and say to our best male athletes, hey, footy's awesome, but with due respect, footy's a local game. You've got a chance to travel around the world here with track and field. So I'd love to see more elite males start to take up the sport, because the elite females are certainly there and they are leading the way, a bit like our female swimmers.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
There you go. Oh, mate, comprehensive as always.
Yes.
Oh,
covered everything.
Any other topics?
Any
other
cost of living. You got any thoughts on that?
Mate, what I'd like to talk about, how can we have a call just because Seven lost the Olympics? Did you drop me like a hot fuck, you clog?
Didn't mean no.
I was doing a daily report from Beijing at -30. Nothing.
Nothing. I know. But you're our go-to when it comes to the Logies, though. So,
Oh, thank you. I love you all.
We love your work. Thanks, Richo.
Thanks, mate.
See you soon.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The weekend, of course, there was plenty of junior sport, Shaun, in your life in particular.
Yes.
But the weather was awful. How did you go?
Well, first of all, my daughter's netball was... they called it off for a period, and then they came on and played the second half just down at Fremantle. So the weather was just horrendous. Those courts were soaked, absolutely soaked.
And there's no real, there's
no cover,
no shelter.
No.
Yeah.
So that was a good start. I was at Leederville Oval. My youngest son, he was playing footy there, and they had to stop the game. I think it was just after half time due to thunder and lightning. So they go off the ground for 15 minutes. All the umpires are in the hallway. I was having a bit of a chat to them. They were doing a good job. And then when it came back on, it started raining. From that point on, as it moved through the reserves game into the league game, Leederville Oval became like Beatty Park.
It would have just been an absolute, bog, was it?
Yeah, it was, but the water doesn't sink into
so it's like a lake sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
How crazy.
So they had to lob those quarters back to 12 minutes in that game.
Quarters, that's hilarious. I mean, it's like 2020 cricket, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was having lunch in Fremantle inside, thankfully, but at a place called Cassia, which is just across the road from Fremantle Oval, and they've got a coffee window at the front that you could see through to. And I noticed all these AFLW, the Fremantle Dockers women, were there getting coffee, and I thought they were playing. So their game was called off.
It's called off, yeah. My brother-in-law was there.
So that was a practice match, right, Scratchy?
Yes, they're only 2 weeks out from the start of the season,
and they had to
next
abandon
week would
it
be a bye.
because it was so dangerous. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I hadn't been to sporting events where the lightning and certainly the weather play such a part where they have to.
Yes, they've got a policy now, yeah. I remember when I was at school, at high school, we played a aptly named Lightning Carnival in that sort of weather, and we were playing somewhere out in Morley, and netball, there's metal things into the sky next to you, and all our hair started standing on end, and we're going, oh, that's hilarious. That's when you absolutely should take cover. Like a lightning strike is imminent.
It's coming for you.
And they just, it's like, keep playing, next centre pass. It's like, we could have died, but they didn't care.
They don't care.
It's a Lightning Carnival, I guess, is what you sign up for.
Yeah, God, what a horrendous weekend for everyone. And when you said the weather before, the whole week is just going to be raining.
Yeah.
And at the moment, right, so the amateur footy final started on the weekend, or amateur leagues, they played their first week of footy, and it was just, obviously just belted down the whole time.
Grim.
But the
I know
junior
it's a winter
football,
sport and everything, but still.
And the junior football in the South Fremantle district started their finals campaign. So at the moment, and looking forward to this weekend, it's still going to be raining. raining.
Yeah.
But what happens to the grounds after that water sinks in?
They just get worse and worse and worse.
And then the sun comes out for one day and it all turns into clay. And then you try to run on that. It's like running on a bitumen road. It's the worst ever.
Well, we've got to wait for the sun to come out. That's not happening anytime soon. So, yeah, fun time.
Yeah.
Fun time.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
She's got the book. She's got the book. She's got the book. She's got the book. And I go la 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 la. She's got the book.
Invest in your child's future with the Wise School Ready program, helping children under 5 flourish through early literacy and language development. Search the Y Early Learning.
We're counting down the days. This Friday, we are going to be celebrating Book Week from Cudale Primary School.
It's going to be amazing, actually. We were all looking forward to it.
That's right.
We're going to take a $5,000 donation.
I know.
Well, it's going to be a great check too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that, and they can spend that on whatever they like. It could be new books for the library.
Yeah.
They might need new rubbish bins. We don't care. They can spend it on whatever they want. Book Week, of course, is all about dressing up. Last week, Nathan and I discussed how you, having not made a decision, you were just going to be left to your own devices and see what happens. And I said he'll just wear what he wore last year. What happened on Friday?
Well, one of you faltered and decided that they couldn't live with themselves unless they organise
Here's a hint. It wasn't me.
Okay. So that person who wasn't Natalie rang me when I was at the gym or was texting me to make sure that I...
With a whole list of links to the a costume that was appropriate? Is that
Yes,
the...
yes. And I liked one of them straight away. And we went back and forth and we...
So without that, if that hadn't happened, what would have been your trajectory as far as organising a costume?
Well, I would wait till we left the show here on Thursday. I would go to the gym possibly or have a swim. I'd get home and probably about 3 or 4 p.m. on Thursday I would...
Go to Spotlight?
Yes.
And buy whatever was still available.
And not a minute earlier, by the way. Not 1 minute earlier.
And it would have been, the thought process would have been, oh, there's a pirate costume. I'm a pirate. Yeah?
That's exactly right. 100%. You know me too well.
I do know you very well.
But I think the stress, that would stress Nathan out.
Oh yeah, he couldn't handle that. Yeah. So that's why he's had to take the day off today, obviously, to deal with the stress of organising Shaun's costume on Friday, even though he said he definitely wasn't going to. Definitely wasn't going to. Well, we can't wait for Book Week. It's going to be an absolute pearler. We'll have some special guests and everything. And of course, you know, stuff for you at home as well, because we don't want to leave anybody out. Book Week's very inclusive, isn't it?
It is, very much so.
All right, well, we're out of here. Tomorrow on the show, speaking of Book Week, Andy Griffiths, children's author. He's going to be joining us.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah,
We're still going to
that?
come back. We are, by the way, looking for our brainiest kids. So if you can go to novafm.com.au, we're looking for some real smart kids to take us on in the competition where they can win a grand. But other competitions still running?
Yeah, make sure you watch the Channel 7 News tonight and do your homework, because the question we asked this morning was about what the dad of one... There was a story about a kid who's the ambassador for the City to Surf. He's raised the most money, over $6,000. Amazing. But what we wanted to know was what school was written on his dad's wind cheater. That's the level of attention you need to pay to the Channel 7 News.
Well played.
Hello, Ross.
That's that's annoyingly detailed. I would suggest
it was big writing.
I'd suggest you tape the news, listen tomorrow morning. As soon as they ask the question, rewind to whatever ridiculous detail you've done. That's how you're going to win it.
But that's like an hour's worth.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how long it could take to answer your questions.
Okay, sure. I see what you're saying.
Nath, back tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was like a parent helping their kid out with their homework last minute with your Book Week costume. You can't say what it is, can you?
No, I can say what it is.
It's a surprise.
No, I'm happy with it. It was something I really liked.
Are you coming as the Fremantle Docker?
There we go. Now these guests in one.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.